Pod One Media. Today, I wanted to introduce myself because going forward, you guys won't see a lot of me in the videos. Most of the videos will be screenshots as well as how to videos. We have a complete list of videos that we have planned for the next couple of months. Um, right now, because there's a lot of free time, a lot of us are still working from home. I'll probably get the majority of these videos out a lot sooner than a couple of months. So I put together a small list and I'll let you guys know exactly what we have planned coming up. I am all about the lists, all about planning. Planning is the key. So, exactly what we have planned going forward are going to be how to videos to help you guys get started creating your own podcasts, um, putting together the content you need to best brand yourself or a product that you're working with or even a company that you're working for. The the whole premise behind these videos is that I work with a number of different clients in the Houston area as a professional photographer and videographer. And a new service that we're offering to them is spoken word podcasts, things like that. That's the future. It's going to be a big thing going forward. So, a number of these videos will be more targeted to them specifically. But if you can benefit from it, it's a win for everyone. So the videos will start off with basic how to set up a phone if you're going to be creating your podcast on something like a smartphone, or if you're going to be using something like a Zoom recorder, or perhaps you have a mixer, or you're recording directly into your computer with a USB microphone. We'll walk you through every step of that, the right software that you can use from GarageBand, which is going to be free on most Macs as well as iPads, and alternates that you can find for Android. As a whole, most of the studio equipment that we use, that I use personally in studio or even in my home studio here, is going to be Apple based. So I'm going to have a MacBook Pro, I have an iMac behind me, things like that. But from the phone perspective, I'm an Android guy. So Note 10 Plus, Note 10 Plus, and I even have one of the older ones. This is Note 8, I believe. It no longer has a SIM card in it, but it'll do the job. I mean, as far as a recorder or to record video or something like that, all of these phones are more than capable of recording up to 4K video. So you can get started with something as simple as nothing more than a smartphone and a lavalier mic. I think I have one laying around here. Let me see if I can find one. Yep, I do. So one of these little simple mics, you can find these in a bundle on Amazon. I think I got these for my helmets. So when I'm writing and I'm blogging, I can connect to my GoPro. And I found these. I'll leave a link down in the description below if they still offer them. But I found these for as little as $20 for 5 of these. And they literally just plug right into your smartphone. You connect the lavalier to wherever you want to place it on yourself. We will also talk about mic placement because that is crucial, because one of the things you definitely do not want to do is have a bunch of ruffling sounds or that sound, when you're moving around and you're talking and the mic's rubbing up against your shirt or your blouse or whatever it is. You don't want that, trust me. And it is almost impossible to edit that out. So with that in mind, going forward, some other things that we're going to be looking at. One of them is some products from Rode. If you're not familiar with Rode, you will be if you continue to watch this channel. This microphone that I'm speaking into right now is the Rode Pod Mic. It's a very inexpensive microphone. If I'm not mistaken, when I got this microphone, it was $100. And it is a little bit more complicated than just your traditional USB microphones that you can plug directly into the USB, like your Blue Yeti or something like that, or a Snowball or one of those type of microphones. And if you're starting out, honestly, you don't need a lot more than that. I mean, like I said, these lavalier mics are very, very inexpensive. So the key is more important than all the other stuff, all the trappings, all of the equipment, all the gear, is to put together exactly what you want to say, knowing who your target audience is. So if your target audience is, for instance, coworkers or employees or people that you interact with, let's say you're a member of a group and you want to put things out there in your Facebook group and you want to say, okay, well, this is how I did or created this, whatever the thing is. So a podcast and video combined can be a very powerful tool. Video has always been, from my opinion, one of the best mediums for getting your content out there. But most people don't watch a lot of YouTube videos anymore. I mean, there's so many streaming services, it's ridiculous. You know, you got Netflix, you have Disney Plus, HBO Max, I think it starts this week. So you have all of these different streaming services to compete with, you know, YouTube and, you know, other social media sites. So what I looked at for my clients was an opportunity for them to talk to their employees while they're driving into work or driving home from work. So these simple podcasts that they will create basically give them the opportunity to update their employees and talk about different things that are going on within the company or future projects and things like that. And then they can create, you know, subcategories to different, you know, things related to their company. Now, for a influencer, this is a powerful tool because when someone's working out and they're in the gym and they got their little headphones in and they're just, you know, on the treadmill or whatever they're doing, they're on a cycle bike and they're listening to your podcast. So you have an excellent opportunity to build that listenership if you have good content that people want to hear. So the key, for the most part, from my perspective, again, from my perspective, is that no matter which equipment you use, find something that you're comfortable with, find something in the beginning that you can afford, and get started there. So one of the first videos that I'll be doing in this series is how you can connect your smartphone to a Zoom recorder. If you're not familiar what a Zoom recorder is, it's basically a small recording device that will allow you to connect, you know, XLR microphones like this, lavalier mics. Sorry about that, guys. It comes in a little box like this, and, you know, we'll go through all the details. I'll show you really quick what it looks like, and then later in the next video, I'll go through all the details. So this is basically what comes in the box. You have your Zoom recorder. You have two different microphone modules that come with it. Usually it's going to come with a USB cable to connect it to your computer. And it's also going to come with a wind muff, like what you see here on the front of this microphone. Now, do you need this? No. Is it worth it to invest in it if you can afford it? Yes, because you can get one of these with all of the things that's in this box right now for around $300. And the advantage to it is you're recording directly to an SD card, which then you can pop right into your computer, download those files, and then upload them to whichever hosting site you're using for your podcast. So it's a good start. But like I said, if you don't have this equipment or you don't have the budget for it yet, then you can start with your smartphone. But the next video coming up, we're going to take a look at this Zoom recorder and the simplest way to connect it to your phone, and more importantly, to be able to interview and take calls through your Zoom recorder with an additional microphone. People will be able to call you, or you'll be able to call them and record that on a separate channel. So you'll have your channel where it's your voice and everything that you're saying. And then you'll have a second channel, which would be the voice of the caller. So in your post-editing software, don't worry if you don't know about that yet. We will get to that as well. We'll walk you through, my plan is to walk you through the simplest ways of editing these files if you choose to. You may choose not to edit them. You may choose to just upload them as they are. And if the audio is good, hey, no problem. Now, I've seen a number of videos where, let's just say I've seen a number of videos where people have demonstrated how to connect a smartphone to one of these recorders. And for the most part, most of them are they're complex, where it doesn't really need to be. There's very, very simple ways to do it. And beyond just using it as a device to record interviews, you can also use it as a sound pad. So what I mean by that is you can use it to play break music, during your podcast. You can use it for stings or adverts, which is little commercials or little intros about yourself. Say if you pre-recorded your own personal intro for your podcast, you could have that saved on your phone. So when you get ready to start your podcast, you just boom, hit that, play that. It rolls you into your podcast. So I'll give you an example of what I mean by that. So, whoops, I'm just running into stuff today. So on this Zoom recorder here, on this Rode CasterPro, I have a few things recorded into the pads. You can't see that, but I'll show you exactly what that looks like here. But right now, if I want to play one of the intros, so I have an intro and an outro and some other little sound effects on this board. So I'm going to play the intro.
Thank you for downloading another Pod One Media podcast recorded in the great city of Houston.
Are you a small business owner or an influencer looking to up your marketing game? Are you seeking tips and strategies to build your brand? If the answer is yes, then this podcast is for you.
So that's an intro. So at the end of my podcast, generally what I would do is I would then drop my outro.
Thank you for checking out our latest podcast. Make sure to visit our website at pod1media.com. If this is your first time listening, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our next show. This has been a Pod One Media production.
So even if you don't have this device, it's not very expensive, but for many people, it'll be outside of your budget. I understand that. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at ways that you can use your phone or tablet. You can use an iPad. You can use, one of the older tablets. I mean, man, you can find these tablets sometimes on Let Go or 5 Mile or whatever the app is that you use to find things on sale, things that people are selling. You can buy this gear, and then bring it into your workflow. You'd be amazed how easily you can combine these things. But if you're watching this video on YouTube or you're listening to this as a podcast, you already have the most important device, which is your smartphone. So 99% of the time, a lot of what we're going to be doing going forward, you can do on your smartphone to start off. But be advised, the smartphone is ideal for making calls, but it will never give you the audio quality that you're going to get from a dedicated microphone. So keep that in mind. But start off small, baby steps, get where you're going, build up your listenership. And the difference between podcasts, I would say, from my opinion, is that with video, audio is very important, but there's also a distraction of the fact that there is something else going on other than the audio. So as an example, when I'm out and I'm doing a motovlog and I'm riding my motorcycle and I have my helmet on and I got my GoPro and I'm talking about whatever I'm talking about, because I can just go off on tangents, kind of like what I'm doing right here. But the distraction is that there's other things that people see in the video. They see the motorcycle, they see the traffic, they see perhaps whatever it is I'm talking about. Now, if that was just a podcast, then I would have to describe everything. So audio is going to be very, very, very important to the listener because they're listening to every word that you're saying and they're trying to build an image in their imagination as to what exactly this person is talking about. So again, audio quality, if you're doing a podcast, it is king. That's the key. But again, start small, build your way up. So again, guys, in the next video, we will be looking at the Zoom recorder and how to utilize the Zoom recorder. We'll do a rundown on all of the components and we'll break that down to you. I will put links to this device in the description notes. And another thing that you can do if you're interested in one of these, I guarantee you'll probably be able to find them on Amazon, either as a returned item for some reason, or even as a used item. And this one, I literally have had this Zoom recorder. I think I purchased it the second week they came out. And I think that was back in 2018 when these first came out. It may have been late 2017 because trust me, I was like all on B&H and Adorama, when they first first put out adverts that these were going to be coming out. So at that point, I was very, very interested in getting one because I could utilize it for audio recording. We're out and we're shooting videos and stuff like that and connecting it right to the camera. So anyway, I don't want to make this video any longer than it is. I know you guys got things to do. I got stuff to do. I got coffee to drink and, got to edit this video at some point. But until then, this is your boy Rome. I will catch you guys in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe so that you will be able to see all the new videos that we're doing going forward. I look forward to hearing from you guys. And one of the things that I would love to do is for whatever you create, feel free to leave links to it in the comments so other people can find it. And they can also be encouraged by the fact that you are also taking the effort and creating content. Most people are sitting back thinking, man, I know I could do this if I could just get started. I just don't know where to get started. The key, just get started. Just do something. And if in the beginning, the only people listening to your podcast or watching your videos or your family and friends, hey, that's a start. And at some point, it'll catch fire. So until next time, this has been Rome Wilkerson with Pod One Media. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. I'm out.